You've pulled up behind a tanker truck at a red light and seen it, a bright diamond-shaped sign on the back, maybe orange or red or green, with a little symbol and a set of numbers on it. And you probably figured it was just a generic warning. Hazardous, flammable, something telling you to keep your distance and not much more. Here's the thing, it's not generic at all. That diamond is a precise, standardized code, and to a firefighter, it says exactly what chemical is sealed inside that truck, and exactly how it will try to kill them, all from a safe distance, without ever opening the doors or getting anywhere close. It's called a placard, and it's part of a hidden language riding around on the road that could, one day, genuinely save your life. By the end of this, you'll understand what that 4-digit number really points to, why the color alone tells a first responder what nightmare they're facing, and why the very first thing a firefighter does at an overturned tanker is grab a pair of binoculars instead of a hose. So let's get into it. What do the colors actually mean? What is that 4-digit number, and why is it the single most important part of the whole sign? Why are these always a diamond, balanced on their point? Why do some trucks carry several different colored ones at once? Why does one particular sign mean firefighters must never ever spray it with water? And why could knowing how to read these matter to you personally, long before any emergency crew shows up? Here's what everyone gets wrong. We look at those diamonds and see a vague, danger, stay back message, like a generic warning sticker. But that is not what they are. They are a language, an internationally standardized code designed to be read instantly, from a distance, by someone who might be about to risk their life. Every single element on that diamond carries a specific meaning. The color tells you the type of danger. The symbol at the top confirms it in a picture. A number at the bottom tells you which of 9 broad categories of hazard it falls into. And a 4-digit number in the middle names the exact chemical inside. It's built so that a firefighter arriving at a burning, overturned truck can know, before they get anywhere near it, whether they're dealing with gasoline or chlorine gas or explosives or something radioactive, and respond in a completely different way for each one. It isn't a warning, it's a set of survival instructions, written in color and number, for whatever is inside that truck. So let's actually learn to read one. First, why a diamond? Every one of these is a square turned to balance on its point, and that shape is deliberate and universal. It means that even if the sign is dented in a crash, or partly scorched by fire, or the truck has rolled completely upside down, that shape is still instantly recognizable as a hazard placard, and not a road sign or an advertisement. Next, the color, which is designed to tell you the danger from as far away as you can possibly see it. Red means flammable, something that will burn, like gasoline. Orange means explosive. Green means a non-flammable gas held under pressure. Yellow means an oxidizer, or a reactive material, something that makes other things burn violently. White means poison or toxic, and it's often marked with a skull and crossbones. A blue sign means dangerous when wet, a material that reacts violently with water. And a white and black sign usually means corrosive, an acid or a base that eats through skin and metal. Before reading a single word or number, the color alone has already told a responder what kind of disaster they're facing. Then there's a single number, 1 through 9, at the bottom point of the diamond. That's the hazard class. 1 is explosives, considered the most immediately dangerous of all. 2 is gases. 3 is flammable liquids. And it climbs all the way up to 9, a catch-all for other dangerous goods, which now includes things like the lithium batteries in electric cars. But the most important part of the whole sign, the real key, is that 4-digit number in the center. Because that number is a globally standardized ID that names the exact substance inside, not just flammable, but precisely which flammable liquid it is. The number 1090, for instance, is acetone. Another number is gasoline. Another is chlorine. Another is sulfuric acid. There are thousands of them, each one assigned by an international committee, so that the same 4 digits mean the same chemical, whether the truck is in Texas, in Toronto, or in Tokyo. And here's where the whole thing comes together into something genuinely brilliant. Every fire truck in the country carries a thick orange book called the Emergency Response Guidebook. When responders arrive at a hazardous materials scene, they read that 4-digit number off the placard, look it up in the orange book, and instantly get a complete playbook for that one exact chemical. How far to evacuate everyone, what kind of protective suits to put on, whether to fight it with water or foam or dry chemical, or to simply back away and let it burn, and how to decontaminate everything afterward. The placard, plus that book, turns a mystery truck into a known, manageable emergency in a matter of seconds. And this is exactly why the details matter so much. Remember that blue dangerous when wet sign? For those materials, spraying water, which is a firefighter's most basic instinct, would make the fire dramatically worse or set off a violent reaction. The placard is the warning that saves them from their own training. And a truck fully engulfed in flames with a gas placard hides another threat, because a pressurized tank sitting in a fire can suddenly and violently explode, a phenomenon so feared it has its own name among firefighters. That's why the first move at a serious tanker crash isn't to rush in. It's to read the diamond from a safe distance, often through binoculars, and find out what you're truly dealing with first. So does every truck carrying anything even mildly hazardous have to plaster itself in these diamonds? No, and the rules are precise. Generally, a truck has to display placards once it's carrying more than about 1,000 pounds of a hazardous material, and they go on all 4 sides, so the sign is visible from any direction. But for the most dangerous substances of all, the explosives and the poison gases, the truck must be placarded no matter how tiny the amount on board, because even a small quantity can be catastrophic. And that's why you'll sometimes see a truck wearing several different colored diamonds at once. It's carrying more than one class of hazard, and there are strict rules about which dangerous goods are even allowed to travel together in the first place. If a load is a genuine mix of many hazards, the truck can instead carry a single red and white sign that simply reads, "Dangerous." And here's a point of confusion worth clearing up, because you've almost certainly seen its cousin. That other diamond, the one on the side of buildings and chemical tanks, split into 4 colored squares with numbers from 0 to 4 inside them, is a completely different system. That one is for a fixed building, telling firefighters about the whole facility at once. The diamond on a truck is for cargo on the move, readable by anyone, anywhere. And once you can actually read them, you start noticing this hidden language absolutely everywhere. That shiny tanker sitting beside you at the on-ramp with a red diamond and the number 1203 is hauling gasoline. The very same fuel that's in your car, just around 8,000 gallons of it. The green and white diamonds on gas trucks are the propane that heats homes and the chlorine that cleans drinking water, each one telling responders precisely how large an area to clear if something ever goes wrong. And it isn't only trucks. The exact same diamonds ride on rail cars, which is why, when you hear about a train derailment and a chemical spill, officials know within moments exactly what leaked straight off those placards. A firefighter can stand a safe distance from a burning truck, read the diamond through binoculars, and know in seconds whether to evacuate an entire neighborhood or simply move in and put it out. All because of a sign you drive past every single day and never once decode. And it ties directly into everything we've covered on this channel. A hazmat truck gets inspected even more strictly at that weigh station we talked about. Its driver needs a special, background-checked license just to be allowed to haul it. And if the cargo has to stay cold or held under pressure, it may well have that second engine humming away on the trailer. It's the same freight system, just carrying the things that can actually hurt you. That diamond isn't decoration, and it isn't a vague warning. It's a message written for the worst possible day. But the whole system only works if it's honest, and that is its one real weak point. A placard is only ever as good as the paperwork behind it, and a truck with a missing, wrong, or badly fated diamond turns a manageable emergency straight back into a deadly guessing game. which is exactly why getting placarding wrong brings heavy fines and why inspectors check it so carefully. And it puts a real burden on the driver, who has to know their cargo, carry the matching shipping papers, hold that special hazmat license earned through a federal background check, and display exactly the right signs. Because in an accident, those diamonds are the entire difference between responders knowing what they're walking into and finding out the hard way. The whole life-saving power of the system rests on every single truck telling the truth about what it's carrying. It's a quiet, enormous act of trust, repeated on every hazmat load rolling down the road. And this century-old idea, a painted sign on the side of a truck, is now going digital. More and more, the placard is being backed up by electronic shipping papers that responders can pull up instantly, and by systems that can transmit a truck's exact contents to an emergency dispatcher the very moment there's a crash, before anyone has even reached the scene. Some trucks now carry scannable codes right alongside the diamonds, linking straight to the full chemical data. The physical placard itself isn't going anywhere because it's simply too fast and too universal, readable by anyone with working eyes and no technology at all. But it's being wrapped in a digital layer, so the answer to what's inside that truck now arrives faster than ever, sometimes even before the fire trucks do. So the next time you're stopped behind a tanker and you see that diamond on the back, you'll understand that it was never a vague stay-back warning. It's a precise 4-digit standardized code, a color that names the danger, a number that names the exact chemical, and a system that lets a firefighter know how to survive that truck before ever laying a hand on it. Take a second and actually read it, the color, and that 4-digit number, and know that you're looking at one of the most quietly brilliant safety systems ever built. A message left on the side of the truck for the one person who may need it most on the worst day of their life. And some of these trucks don't pull just one trailer. They pull 2, or even 3, linked in a long chain behind a single cab. How that's kept stable at highway speed and why it's perfectly legal in some states and flatly banned in others is stranger than it looks.